So, conspiracy theories. I personally have never been a fan of conspiracy theories, but the people who believe in them are some of the most interesting people on the planet. There are some conspiracy theories that are quite plausible to an extent, but then there are other conspiracy theories that are quite literally nonsense and stupidity. Over here, we like to dive into nonsense and stupidity though. Today, ladies, gentlemen, and others, we are going to be ranking stupid conspiracy theories. We have tiers. We have valid, I guess. Let's be serious. There's no way you actually believe this. Pure nonsense and straight baboonery. So if you're ready, let's go. First, we have the Illuminati. To this day, I don't understand what the Illuminati is supposed to be, but from when I was younger, it seems like the Illuminati has completely fallen off. Back in the noughties and the early 2010s, the Illuminati was up. They was in music videos. Everybody was throwing up triangles. We thought everybody back then was a part of this Illuminati. When I was in school, you couldn't escape the Illuminati conspiracy theory. We thought Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, etc. were all a part of this Illuminati. What was the Illuminati, you might be asking? I have no idea. When you hear something stupid for long enough, you just start to believe it, I guess. I was young. The Illuminati is supposed to be a group that has insane power and influence. Why would they need to do subliminal messaging in music videos? Surely they have better things to be doing. Surely there's bigger things for the Illuminati to be doing other than putting up triangles and eyes in music videos. Imagine if there was like some high-powered super secret society that was funneling all of this money, time, and effort into music videos. What? Go after politicians, no? The Illuminati conspiracy theory is pure nonsense, I'm sorry. Next we have 5G and mind control. Listen, people apparently believe that 5G is used to control people's minds, bro. So when we had 3G and 4G, were those like prototypes for the real thing? How would they even use 5G to control people's minds? If you're watching this and you believe that 5G is some evil thing, I need you to explain to me in the comments how? Like why? Why do you believe that? Because I remember back during lockdown when all of the 5G towers went up, people were saying that the 5G towers were like amplifying the virus. Like, huh? If you're watching this video right now and you believe that 5G is used for some nefarious purposes, I'm gonna break it down very simply for you right now. 3G, 4G, and 5G are all radio waves. Light. So 5G and mind control makes no sense. The first radio was invented in 1895. Are you telling me that this thing right here is a secret mind control device? Well, I guess you could try to get all philosophical and be like, oh, but the introduction of the radio led to the mass indoctrination of the populace, the bourgeoisie trying to taint the mind of the proletariat. It's nonsense, yeah? Pure nonsense. My whole thing is, if a conspiracy theory cannot hold a candle to logic and common sense, there's no point us even having a conversation about it. Because what do you mean 5G and mind control, bro? 5G! Mind control. Who have you seen on the planet that has been controlled by 5G? Who? Exactly. Next we have the Hollow Earth theory. Yes, the Hollow Earth theory, guys. According to the Alaska Science Forum, the crux of the Hollow Earth theory is that Earth is a shell with walls about 800 miles thick. In the polar regions, there are holes 1,400 miles across with edges that curve smoothly from the outside of the shell around to the inside. Okay, listen here. Listen. If there were holes in the north and south pole of the planet, if there were holes 1,400 miles across, yeah, on both ends of the planet, it would be widely and thoroughly documented. That would be a sight to behold. Holes that large on opposite ends of the planet would have impacted everything. Multiple different cultures across time would have had different stories about these holes. There might be religions around these holes and what these holes could mean. They would play such a major role in our fiction and our understanding of the world. Let's not completely ignore the fact that it would be quite literally impossible for the Earth to be hollow because it would collapse under its own gravity. But holes that are 1,400 miles across is lunacy. How is this even a conspiracy? How is this unlawful and harmful? A hollow Earth. You have a hollow head. Hollow Earth conspiracy theory. There's no way on God's green earth you believe this, bro. Come on. Next, we have aliens built the pyramids. This conspiracy theory has always irked me. One, because it doesn't make any sense, and two, because it's genuinely just idiotic. I think I've even spoken about it in other videos. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Why would a super advanced alien species, because that's what it would take to travel the distance to come to Earth, a super advanced alien species came all the way here, slapped down a few structures, left, and never returned. So you're telling me that an alien species traveled all the way to Earth, had technology that would be near indistinguishable from magic to the people of the time? They pulled up and was like, hey yo, Egyptians, do you guys fuck with three-dimensional pyramids? Yeah, we're thinking of making some for you guys. Oh, what? Oh, you want to bury your dead leaders in them? Say no more. We'll get to work. Oh, and you want booby traps? Say no more. We'll do that too. We'll do that too. The humans and whatever entity came to Earth would have had no means of communication. And every time human beings have come across another life form, we've tried to kill it. Every single time. That's why we dominate the world, because every time we interact with something, we kill it. That's our thing. So you're telling me that a being that looked nothing like we've ever seen before, yeah, came here and we decided to work alongside it and not try bash its head in the moment it started making noise? It's straight baboonery. I don't want to hear it. No. People do this thing where if there's something they don't understand, like if something happens that they don't understand or there's a gap in knowledge, they have to insert something greater than ourselves to help them understand it more, or just to make them more comfortable in their lack of knowledge. And that really gets on my nerves. If you believe that aliens built the pyramids, it's okay to just admit that you don't understand how the Egyptians built those megastructures in that time. It's cool. Next, we have the mud flood. I remember seeing videos about a supposed mud flood on TikTok years ago, and now researching conspiracy theories for this video has brought back some memories for me. From my understanding and what I have written down here, the mud flood was an event where the ground got liquefied, turned to mud, I guess, and then flooded the world. The world, yeah, I know. People who believe in the mud flood say that the mud flood was like a reset of the world, or to hide some ancient civilization called Tartaria. Tartaria apparently had super advanced technology and had to be wiped out. Bro, they believe that this is like the Void Century from One Piece, but just mud. Whilst researching this video, I've seen videos on TikTok of people saying that the mud flood happened in the early 1900s. Are we being for real? Like, there's this whole thing where they're saying like architecture is weird because buildings are built kind of funny, where doors aren't where they should be, and like buildings are built into the ground, and like windows are too low down, and there's no way you believe this. There's no way on God's green earth people believe this. If I can find one of these mud flood videos to explain it to you a little bit better, I'll play it now.
Mud flooded buildings and the Great Reset. If you still don't know what that is, let me explain. So, sometime in the 1800s, there seemed to have been a worldwide catastrophic event that buried many structures and buildings underneath mud. There's a lot of photographic evidence that shows cities in the 1800s completely devastated. After this last reset that we call the mud flood, settlers move into these muddy abandoned cities and literally have to dig the buildings from out of the mud. This is the same reason why all over the world they keep finding these buried structures. They are literally everywhere, in every city and every town. This is what a typical mud flood building would look like today. Notice those windows peeking through the ground? If you keep digging, you will find the rest of the window. Notice the original front door. Oh my days.
So yeah, that's the mud flood theory. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now we have Area 51 and alien cover-ups. So we've all heard of Area 51, and if you haven't, where have you been for the last 3 to 5 decades? Area 51 might just be one of the most widely known conspiracy theories ever. And to be fair, for conspiracy theories, Area 51 is quite a valid one in my opinion. Do I believe in it? No. But do I think the conspiracy theory is valid? to an extent. Area 51 is a location that's entire reputation is built off the fact that people have no idea what goes on there. So that leaves it very open to people assuming about what Area 51 is about. And then when people assume, they come up with crazy things. On top of that, media and pop culture do like to play into Area 51's reputation. So if you do believe that Area 51 is there to hide aliens, cover up alien encounters, I can't blame you. As I said, I personally don't believe in it. But they're probably doing weird things in Area 51 anyway, so who cares? For me, if aliens came here, I don't believe we'd be able to catch and detain them. And if aliens did come here and we was able to catch and detain them, I don't want to interact with these aliens. These are useless aliens. Why could we catch you? Us. You flew all the way here through space, through the galaxy. You made all of these impossible calculations to get here, and then you got your ass bagged. Stupid ass ET. Aliens should not be touchable. That would be so underwhelming. Anyway, Area 51 and alien cover-ups go into valid. I'll give you guys that one. Next we have Flat Earth. And before we begin, I want you to know it's already going in straight baboonery. Okay, well let's make that abundantly clear. There are people, grown adults on the planet right now, who believe that Earth is flat. There's a whole society of these people. A moron and an imbecile combined into one, an amalgamation of pure idiocy. Do you know that back in like 240 BC, people knew that the Earth was round? There was this guy called Eratosthenes. Yeah, hey, the pronunciation is atrocious, I know, don't flame me. This guy was an ancient Greek mathematician, astronomer, and geographer. He was able to work out the circumference of the Earth by using shadows. Back then, he estimated it, and it was nearly perfect. For the time, that is such a mad feat of intelligence. To be able to work that out, you wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. Maths is my worst subject. We have had knowledge of the Earth being round for thousands of years. In fact, let's say that the Earth is flat. What is there to gain if we lived on a flat Earth? What is there to be gained by the powers that be by telling us that the world is round? What's there to gain? That would be the most useless lie imaginable. Whether the Earth is round or flat, it changes nothing. It's just the reality of the situation. So there's nothing to be gained from telling the entire population that the Earth is round if it was flat. Right? As I said, straight baboonery. This is not a conversation that we're having for very long. Next we have the Reptilian Elite theory. Guys, listen. There's a school of thought. Yeah, there's a theory going around that the people who run the world are reptiles, okay? There's a theory, I'll say it again. There's a theory going around that the people who run the world, the powers that be, are reptiles, bro. Like, there have been books published on this. The Reptilian Elite theory is way deeper than I was prepared to research, but from what I got, this is what I have. Some conspiracy theorists espousing the extraterrestrial hypothesis claim that they, as in the Reptilian Elite, either come from the Draco constellation or the Orion constellation, or are allies with nefarious extraterrestrials from the Orion constellation. Others claim they are interdimensional. What do you think this is, Rick and Morty? So you're telling me that there are some people who believe that there are interdimensional space lizards that run the world, bro? Listen, I love me some sci-fi shit, but let's keep that to the movies and TV shows, because this right here, yeah, you guys clearly have too much time on your hands. Your imaginations are running wild. Put all of this energy into writing a book, write a screenplay, okay? Because this is baboonery. I'm sorry, this is straight baboonery. That's all it is. Okay, guys. Okay, next we have the vaccines cause autism conspiracy theory, and I don't know what to say about this one. I won't lie to you. The rise in people being on the spectrum is not because of vaccines, okay? I'm not a scientist, but I feel like as time has gone on, we have gotten better at detecting whether or not somebody is on the spectrum, you know? I feel like that's how it's gone. It's like the whole left-handed thing. Back in the day, people thought that if you was left-handed, you was like the seed of Satan, the spawn of the devil. But when people stopped thinking like that, Left-handedness skyrocketed, and that's not because left-handed people started multiplying. They were always there. I am not an expert, but I'm pretty sure that people with autism, etc., have always been there. We're just better at detecting it now. So vaccines causing autism is baboonery, okay? I'm sorry. Next, we have the moon landing was fake conspiracy theory. I know that some people believe that we've never actually left Earth, like the whole nothing can break the firmament thing. But then again, there are literal calculations that explain what needs to happen for something to leave Earth's gravitational pull. What benefit is there to lying about it? There must have been thousands of people involved in the Apollo space program. If all of those people were able to get together and lie, that's got to be the greatest lie of all time. Because 10 people struggled to keep a secret. You're telling me that the tens of thousands of people working at NASA at the time have been able to keep this secret for decades? You're telling me that over the last 60 years, nobody who worked at NASA went out, got shit-faced, and was like, fuck Neil, he didn't do it, his arms aren't even that strong, the guy's a fraud. There was a whole space race with Russia. How much did the Apollo program even cost? 25.8 billion, and when adjusted for inflation, that is 257 billion. At that point, lying doesn't even make sense. That's such an expensive lie. Imagine if somebody working at NASA back in the 1960s went up to the president and was like, oh yeah, Mr. President, going to the moon is actually kind of impossible, but we could lie about it for the small cost of 25 billion. Get the fuck out of my damn office. Nonsense. If you're watching this video right now and you don't believe that we went to the moon, can you explain to me why? I genuinely want to understand. Last but not least, we have CERN and Portals. This is another one that I've never heard of before, but some people believe that CERN are using the Large Hadron Collider to open portals. Interdimensional portals, mind you. They're opening these portals and letting in good and evil entities. Demons, yeah. People believe that CERN are using the Large Hadron Collider to allow demons to enter our world. This conspiracy theory has a vibe of which that feels like it comes straight out of an auntie's WhatsApp message. Some people apparently blame the Mandela effect on CERN using the Large Hadron Collider, guys. What do you even say to people who believe stuff like this? I'll humor you and say, yes, we are opening portals with the Large Hadron Collider, but do we have weapons to fight against demons from another dimension, bro? Do we have weapons to combat that? Because if they are opening portals, yeah, and some big ass solo leveling monster comes out of the portal, I don't think guns are gonna work on him or her or it. I don't know who's gonna be dealing with. Guys, let's be real. Oh my god. No, honestly, I can't get behind this one. There's no way you believe this. There is no way you believe this. So yeah, that's a bunch of stupid conspiracy theories. Which one did you think was the stupidest? I'm always going to lean towards the 5G mind control one. That one is a special brand of nonsense. Like genuinely professional levels of idiocy. You have to be the Einstein of stupidity to believe that one. Just go and do some research. Go and do some goddamn research for like 5 minutes and you'll be able to dispel any insane belief you may or may not have. What a fantastical level of moronery. Oh, before I forget, this is what the ranking table looked like. Okay, this is how it all ended up. We got a lot in baboonery. Yeah, as to be expected. Okay, this is meant to be about stupid conspiracy theories. It's gonna be in the highest category. Okay. Anyway, if you guys want a part 2, hit me with some wild conspiracy theories in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. There's no promises. I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time I upload.